Welcome back to CW Iowa Live. Lou and Michelle here. And still, for some reason, Michelle, I don't know why it's so hard for me to realize that Thanksgiving is a week from
I know,
today.
it's come up on us
from
quickly,
today. So
quickly.
A lot of people.
It's gonna be here. Yes.
A lot of people are going to be doing indulging a little imbibing, a lot of imbibing, and probably paying the price for that soon thereafter. But you, Sheree Clark, our queen of planning and prevention, says there's something we can do, kind of a preventative, to not have to pay the ultimate price a little later on.
There's a lot of preventatives that we can do, and the big thing here, the big message for today is let's be prepared. It's a week from today.
Right.
Let's think about all of the things that could potentially make it not so much fun and address those and head it off at the past. So the first one.
So what you're saying is, if we do all of these things, then we can indulge and imbibe and not pay the
well,
price.
not exactly. I'm saying let's plan ahead that there's a possibility we could be tempted or tripped up, or let's just think ahead. So the first thing I want to think about is immunity, because we're going to be around other people. They're going to be kids present, and they're going to bring all those germs.
I just realized that, yeah.
Yeah, so let's think
the
ahead
little
about
germ
that.
factories
The
will be all
germ
around you.
factories are
Yeah.
gonna be
Hey
there.
now, hey now.
I'm talking about my Uncle Bob.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So I have something that I know you guys are going to like, because you like strong and tangy flavors.
Yes, we do.
What I brought for you today is right here in this bottle, and I actually make my own from scratch, but this is a store-bought version because not everybody wants to make their own fire cider. And what fire cider is, it's apple cider vinegar, and it's infused with things like garlic, onion, jalapeno, horseradish.
No way.
Ooh, you betcha. So you might want to take a little shot of that. The dose is 1 tablespoon.
This
so
is
it's,
it here?
Yeah, there's a tablespoon in there, so that's not even a full ounce.
All right.
And so it is tangy and profound.
Ooh, I like that.
I knew you would. Yeah,
I
I
like
really
that.
like the flavor.
That
Ooh,
is
and it's
awesome.
kind of spicy. It's
This
like
is
heated
awesome.
on the way, because I do the apple cider vinegar. I do that every day.
Yes.
But I
Is
haven't
that
done
this
it
right
with all
here?
the
It's that.
infused
That's the real deal.
goodies inside there.
Yeah.
We're getting a little more of this stuff.
You're going to be
So
immune
can you
to everything.
overindulge in this?
Right. Well,
Can I get a little more than that? It's not going to hurt me,
go
is it?
for it. You
No.
knock yourself out.
Kathy's not going to want to kiss you later today.
Your
but,
health going to be
Oh,
healthy.
really? Well, then I better get some
You'll
more
be
then.
very-
Okay. No, here we go.
There you go.
That is really, really good. And,
Yeah, that's
and we're
nice.
we're a little unusual when it comes. We love flavors.
Yes,
I
like
love
you do.
fermented things.
Yes.
This is
I
almost
love, yeah.
for weirdos like us. This is almost a sipping type thing.
It's delicious, and 1 shot, or actually 1 tablespoon a
That is
day,
really good.
is great for immunity. And the reason that I brought the little chaser was I didn't know if Jackie was
that's
going to
what
be
this
here
is
today. That's a chaser.
Because she's not a fan
But
of
she's
this.
not a fan of those things. So one of the things that I like is, and we had this last week as part of our non-alcoholic beverages. This is ginger beer, and that's a really nice sipping tonic, and that will be a good segue into talking about. Yeah, cheers.
Cheers.
Talking about when we overindulge and when we have things that make our tummies hurt. So ginger, as we know, is a really good calmative for that. And so, Michelle, I brought you a bunch
this
of
is
other.
nice, too.
Yeah, it's got a nice flavor. It's slightly sweet, but
You know
it's
what
also.
to do. Here you go, Sherry.
Oh, dear.
Ew.
You're making me
That's
a
not gonna
cocktail
be
there. I
good.
can
There you
see
go.
that.
That's not going to be good.
No, that's an interesting blend.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It's really good. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so
I guess-
we're immune now.
This is called the Screwy Louie. Okay, I'm good to say.
Yeah.
I guess
There
I've got
you
a
go.
hit on my hands, don't I? Michelle, down on the far right, we've got something. If some people have in the taller bottle,
Okay.
there are people that have acid reflux issues. Apple cider vinegar is an ingredient in that. Also, garlic and ginger. That's a really nice thing. And I don't get acid reflux, but I've seen people get it, and it looks like it's pretty unpleasant. That will work within 2 minutes.
Is that like
when you're
It's burning, burping is what it is.
Yeah.
That's basically what it
Yeah,
is.
that's
We had it
sounds.
years ago, and it gets your esophagus, and it does hurt all the when you're burping it up, and this will calm it down.
calms it down, which
Really?
sounds counterintuitive.
so this
doesn't
when you
it?
have that
You
this
do
is-
it as
you
it's
want
a
to have
remedy.
this. Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
And it sounds like a counterintuitive acid reflux, and you're taking acid vinegar, but it works like a charm from what I hear.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
crazy. To help have that off at the pass, in front of that would be the Digest Gold. Those are digestive enzymes. We've talked about those before on the show. Good idea to have digestive enzymes before you're going to eat something that you're not used to eating. It helps the body process it itself. Over to the side in the box is a product called Gas Stop. I can probably imagine, and you can too, what that's good for. If you have things that you're not used to eating, that
comes from just not when you eat lots of healthy things as well. It isn't necessarily just because
you're eating unhealthy. No, it could be because you're eating more fiber than you're used to eating, or because you're eating out of character. You know, you're not used to eating a lot of, let's say, raw vegetables. Typically, you have them cooked. People who imbibe in raw vegetables might have an issue with that. Gas Stop will help with that. I can't see what's in between.
Is this you take before to prevent it, or this if you're experiencing it?
You take it when you start to feel the rumble.
Okay.
Yeah. if we can put it nicely. I don't see the bottle there, and the
Mo Better Belly.
Mo Better Belly. There you go. And that one is another one of those ones that you take when you're feeling a little bit under the weather, maybe a little nausea. Just you have that queasy feeling, like, oh my goodness.
And what's in that? Do you know what's in that?
Yeah, that's a homeopathic. It's got herbs and some other homeopathic kinds of things that just calm the system.
Okay.
In front of that is ginger. We keep talking about ginger.
Peppermint is another nice one for
Peppermint
soothing.
is perfect, and either as essential oils or the little tabs that are in the small white box. Those are easy to put in your purse, and those are really nice. If you don't want to be chewing on a candy, you just want to subtly, pop one of those pills. Maybe you don't want to insult Aunt Betty that you've just had her dinner and now
I don't feel well.
You're feeling a little queasy. And then finally, one of the things that we do to our bellies is we overstuff them. And when that happens, we get a little constipation. And Smooth Move tea is my favorite remedy for that. It's that's the chocolate version. Don't get me wrong, doesn't taste like hot chocolate, but it does taste good. There's a peppermint version as well. So when you've got nausea, when you know that you're going to have an issue, take it. Sometimes you can even take it in advance if you think you're going to be overeating.
Okay, and it says it has senna in it, which again is really a powerful, product.
Evacuant.
Yeah, to help get things going. But a lot of times, and the thing that is important with this, a lot of times that want to take some senna supplements in order to get the same job done, they're a little too strong.
Right.
It goes a little overboard. This one looks like it might be a lot more subtle.
It's way subtle. In fact, it's not an instant solution. So for some people, like for me, I expect it to take 4 hours. So if you're starting to feel an issue, it would be good to address it sooner rather than later.
Okay.
So aside from all of these types of things, what other as we go into the holidays and we have lots of different, because you want to participate in some things maybe that you don't typically, all of the sweet treats maybe and that type of thing. So what are some good kind of rules to kind of take us into that season, maybe where we don't need to have just kind of our actions and our behaviors, maybe?
Well, to me, one of the things, you've hit the nail on the head for me, Michelle, is that the behavior thing oftentimes comes not because we don't know better, but because we're in an environment where we're under a lot of pressure and stress. I mean, you haven't seen your relatives, or there's triggers, or there's things or concerns, or you're going to make an announcement later at dinner and you're thinking about it. All of those dynamics that happen. And so the family thing, while as much as it's joy and love, it can be a pressure cooker. So thinking about things like one supplement that I like to suggest is the mood and patience kinds of things. This is again homeopathic. And you can just take this kind of proactively. It's not a sedative.
I was going to say, it's not like a Valium or anything?
No, nothing like that. This is over the counter. You just buy, and it just kind of makes you feel a little bit more patient. You're a little bit more likely to not fly off the handle or bite somebody's head off.
Give me a gallon of that. Okay.
Similarly, if it's already got you stirred up, this one is calm. So if you start to already feel as though, maybe I'm feeling myself triggered, that would be one solution. Let's say you got a headache. Somebody's really honking you off at dinner. This would be the kind of thing. This is a roll-on. It's a lavender and peppermint, really good on the temples and really easy.
Yeah, where do you roll that on? Yeah.
Roll it on your head or roll it on the person that's offending you. But one of the things that
they'll smell good.
I'm getting the feeling you've had some rough holidays.
I've had some rough holidays.
But these are solutions that apparently work, Michelle. So these are tested. These are field tested.
Sheree tested.
Yes, Sheree tested. My family, I hope you're not watching. Another idea would be to head it off at the pass. You wonder why I have a black box here? a nice idea would be to everybody put your phone away.
Yeah,
We're
for
here
sure.
for to be with one another and to have an enjoyable time and to actually focus on the people. And if you can focus on people in a loving way, and you can come with maybe with your remedies and your potions and actually be there and be present, that's a good thing.
Yeah, Aunt Sheree, what do you have in your knapsack with you? Everything I need to survive this afternoon.
Exactly right.
I'm checking the next time you and I get together, I'm checking what
Checking
you've got
my
in your
purse.
bag.
Exactly. Two other quick things. Sleep is an issue at holiday time. We're excited and we've been eating and drinking and doing all those kinds of things. Being proactive about that. One, obviously get to bed on time. Don't stay up really ridiculously late. But there are some over-the-counter things that are very beneficial. And then finally, I just wanted to give an idea. We do a lot of going around the table and asking, what are we thankful for? I have another game that I like to play with my relatives, and so I ask everybody to bring a memento. And what I ask them to do is to bring something that has meaning to them. And they keep it secret and they keep it hidden until we're sitting around the table, and then people share. And I just brought one that this is what I brought last year. This was a compact that had belonged to my grandmother.
Okay.
And I shared that my grandmother has since passed. My grandmother was very much grew up in the time when we were ladies and we powdered our noses and wore lipstick. So that had meaning to me. But the fact that it has a clock in
I
it.
noticed that on there, yeah.
Yeah, to me signifies how short our time on earth is. So while we're together with the family, as annoying as some of them might be, let's cherish the time that we do have together and focus on what's really important.
Aww, I like that.
Yeah,
That is
better than just
amazing.
gas and bloating.
Okay,
Yeah,
most definitely. That is really
I knew
cool.
you were coming with more than that.
All right, folks, if you have any questions about any of this stuff, if you want to get a list of some of the things that Sheree talked about, I'm sure you can help them out with that too.
I sure can. Just drop me an email at info@fork-road.com or visit my website, www.fork-road.com. And I would love to hear from you and your
Yeah.
relatives,
There
maybe.
And
Yeah,
maybe show
other
you,
people's relatives, right?
Right.
maybe people can show you some of the mementos that they have.
Exactly.
That they want
It
to
would
share
be
with their
very
families.
special.
That works. All right, don't go